Welcome back to Gunners Updates, your home for blockbuster transfer scoops, tactical deep dives, and the kind of insider storytelling that keeps you two steps ahead of the headlines. Today, we are turning the volume all the way up because the Gunners are closing in on a sensational double deal that could redefine the project under Mikel Arteta, as Brazilian superstar Rodrygo goes of Real Madrid and Ecuadorian defensive powerhouse Piero Hincapié of Bayer Leverkusen surge toward North London in a statement of ambition, quality, and star power that screams game changer from every angle. So smash that like button, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and stay locked in because we're breaking down how advanced these moves are, how Rodrygo and Hincapié fit Arteta's blueprint, and why this might be the decisive leap that pushes Arsenal from brave contenders to relentless winners. Imagine the Emirates rising as one, the red and white roaring, and a 24-year-old Champions League-hardened match winner stepping onto that stage with the swagger of someone who's already silenced Europe's biggest arenas. Rodrygo is not just a winger, he is a tactical shapeshifter who can devastate from the left, slice through lines from the right, or ghost into central pockets as a second striker, blending pace, flair, and ruthless end product with the cool temperament of a player built for clutch moments. That is precisely what Arsenal have lacked in the tightest title race margins, where one touch, one run, one finish writes the difference between applause and silverware. Under Arteta's fluid positional play, Rodrygo's diagonal darts between half spaces, his quick wall passes around the box, and his ability to finish off broken phases on the counter would mesh perfectly with Bukayo Saka's control on the right and Gabriel Martinelli's direct chaos on the left, while Martin Odegaard's laser-guided passing adds the timing to unlock him again and again. Suddenly, Arsenal's front three becomes a rotating storm of movement that defenders cannot track without leaving someone fatally free, which is exactly the kind of unsolvable question Arteta wants to pose every weekend. And yes, this is not only about highlight reels but also about mentality, because a player who has delivered in knockout nights, in El Clásicos, and under the harshest Madrid spotlight will not blink at Premier League intensity. He will crave it, and that is the X-factor Arsenal have been assembling piece by piece, from Declan Rice's iron leadership to Odegaard's orchestration to Saka's consistency, now supercharged by a finisher who can tilt the entire geometry of a match with a single burst. The ripple effect is enormous, with defenses forced to honor Rodrygo's gravity, lanes open for the nine to feast, fullbacks pinned deeper, and second-phase shots for Odegaard, Rice, and Zubimendi multiplying as chaos becomes a system. While the excitement skyrockets on socials, the football logic is even clearer. This is an apex predator tailored for Arteta ball. But a title push is built on granite as much as fireworks, which brings us to Piero Hincapié, a defender whose profile feels engineered in a lab for modern Arsenal. Left-sided comfort, elite recovery pace, anticipation that kills counters at source, and composure and build-up that turns pressure into platforms. At just 23, he already plays with the poise of someone who has collected a decade of Champions League minutes. Slot him left of William Saliba in a back four, and you gain a seamless progressive outlet into midfield. Shift to a back three in a high-stakes away match, and he becomes the mobile stopper who steps into the channel. Erase the perennial depth wobble when knocks hit Gabriel or Timber, and you suddenly keep the structure intact without dimming the intensity, which is vital in a 60-game season where durability is a superpower. What truly stands out is Hincapié's duality, a front-foot defender who times his interceptions without chaos, and a calm passer who breaks lines to bypass the first two waves of press. That is the exact antidote to the mid-block traps that have frustrated Arsenal in gritty away days. His leap and timing shore up set pieces that so often swing titles by a handful of points, and his Ecuador-honed resilience means he relishes physical duels rather than merely surviving them. Now picture the cascade across the squad. Competition spikes, standards climb, training levels rise as Gabriel, Saliba, White, Timber, and Hincapié form a defensive cartel where no one can afford even a 5% dip. That is precisely how City have suffocated leagues, and exactly how Arsenal must operate to churn 90-plus points while fighting deep into Europe. Fold Rodrygo's arrival into that, and the project crystallizes into a ruthless balance. steel at the back, venom up front, and a midfield metronome that dictates tempo, with Arteta's favored overlaps, underlaps, and third-man runs turning into repeatable, high-value chances because the talent threshold is now elite everywhere. Off the pitch, the signal is deafening too. Heavy investment in prime-age stars like Rodrygo, alongside ascending pillars like Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Saliba, and Hincapié, says one thing to England and Europe alike. Arsenal are not flirting with greatness, they are committing to it. Rivals will feel that tremor the moment fixtures drop. For fans, this is the emotional payoff of patience, a return to fearlessness, a team you cannot scroll past on a Sunday night because every match looks like a trailer. For young supporters choosing their colors, the image of Rodrigo lifting his head to the North Bank while Hincapié high-fives Saliba after another clean sheet is branding you cannot buy. So here is the bottom line and the call to action, Gooners. If you want algorithm proof, daily deep dive coverage of this new era at the Emirates, drop a like to boost the signal, subscribe to join the fastest growing Arsenal community on YouTube, hit that notification bell so you never miss a reveal, a medical, a tactical board session, or the first training clips of Rodrigo linking with Saka. Flood the comments with your preferred front three order and your dream defensive shape for away days. Share this with the one friend who still thinks Arsenal are a season away, because if these double deals hit the finish line, the season we've been promised becomes the season we live. And when that first whistle blows at the Emirates, the only question left will be simple. Are you ready to witness Arsenal 2.0? Ruthless at both ends, relentless in between, and finally armed to turn belief into banners.